biggest take, my take is that Mr. Tushar Mehta was once again successful in derailing whatever relief the Honorable Apex Court wanted to give. So was the last word even today, and whatever relief was being contemplated yesterday also would have been nothing but an eyewash. About 80 petitions have been filed. Central government is not yet prepared, despite the fact that they are saying we had a very longish, extensive, detailed procedure which was followed before enacting this legislation. So he was not prepared yesterday and he carried the day. He was not prepared today. So he dictated that I am not prepared. So court said, okay, if you are not prepared, get prepared then. So I need 7 days. I can guarantee that there will be no affidavit which will be filed to the center in next 7 days. Take my word for it. Actually mislead the community, not just the Muslim community, but Buddhist community also. There is a mass peaceful protest. There is a series of mass peaceful protests across the country.
Allow me to interrupt you. You said that there is an effort to mislead. So who's misleading? The court seems to be misleading, or Tushar Mehta seems to be misleading. What is really happening in this particular hearing?
No, the petitioners. See, the petitioners who are claiming victories, who are claiming that a big relief has come our way, who are claiming that Supreme Court has done this great job of protecting the Constitution. All these people are misleading. Let us talk statistics. Mr. Kapil Sibal, with all due regards to him, because he is a good lawyer and he wins almost most of the cases if he is representing some big industrial house or something. But whenever he is representing weaker sections like Muslims, Shirk caste and all that, he has a reputation, he has a history of losing 100 out of 100 cases. Again, he will lead. I don't want to get into reasons. And there are surely better people on this side of the fence, our side of the fence, who could have done a better job. I don't want to take a name, but he was sitting right next to him.
But my final question to you is that our courts, are the judges, my lords, are they under pressure because of this Waqf case? Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Supreme Court today put a hold on several provisions of the recently enacted Waqf Act for 7 days and directed the central government to maintain the status quo till the next hearing. Now, the bench of CJI Sanjeev Khanna and Justices Sanjay Kumar and KV Vishwanathan accepted Solicitor General Tushar Mehta's assurance that the government will not make appointments to the Central Waqf Council and the Waqf boards as per the 2025 Waqf Amendment Act, and that properties already declared Waqf by user and registered under the original 1995 Act will not be disturbed. Now, the Apex Court has also directed the government to file a response to the petitions within a week and allowed the petitioners challenging the Amendment Act to file a rejoinder in 5 days thereafter. So what does today's hearing mean? Because there are a lot of reactions coming in. People have said that, yes, this is a big victory of the Constitution. In fact, several leaders have come out and spoken that we have anyways been saying that this bill is unconstitutional. It is against the Muslims. And many leaders feel that this has come as a big reprieve. But what will happen after 7 days? Because today's Supreme Court was supposed to pass an interim order, which did not happen. They gave 3 directions yesterday that not to denotify the Waqf properties. Then they spoke about the Waqf by user and Waqf by deed. So all those things they mentioned. How does one take today's Supreme Court hearing? Joining me now this evening is Supreme Court lawyer and activist Mehmood Pracha, who's been following this case very, very closely. Thank you so much, Mehmood, for joining on HW. And it's a real pleasure talking to you today on this particular issue. But what would you really say at the beginning? What is the biggest takeaway of the Supreme Court hearing on Waqf today?
Uh, my take is that Mr. Tushar Mehta was once again successful in derailing whatever relief the Honorable Apex Court wanted to give. So was the last word even today, and whatever relief was being contemplated yesterday also would have been nothing but an eyewash at the ground level to contain the situation which is facing not just the Waqf properties, but ultimately it is going to affect all the other religious properties belonging to different religions. That is what my take is, because this is one of the biggest attacks on the Constitution of India, totally demolishing by a bulldozer various fundamental rights which have been guaranteed by Baba Sahib Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar in the Constitution.
No, but the court had also given some 3 directions yesterday. And I really want to talk about that as well. And when you put in context what has happened today, how would you juxtapose what the directions given by the court yesterday were and what has happened today? Is there any difference? And could you just explain that?
See, there were 3 apparent directions for which some interim orders was to be almost declared to be, and the court was going to actually dictate that. Then our number 2 law officer of the country, Mr. Solicitor General Saab, intervened and said that I need some time and all that. And of course, he is a constitutional post. So he is sitting on a constitutional post. So the court actually gave in to that fervent request, I would say, that I am not prepared. He was not prepared yesterday. Central government was not prepared yesterday, despite the fact that they had so much time, despite the fact that that 4 BJP governments have also filed a case joining issues in this main case. About 80 petitions have been filed. Central government is not yet prepared, despite the fact that they are saying we had a very longish, extensive, detailed procedure which was followed before enacting this legislation. So he was not prepared yesterday and he carried the day. He was not prepared today. So he dictated that I am not prepared. So court said, okay, if you are not prepared, get prepared then. So I need 7 days. I can guarantee that there will be no affidavit which will be filed to the center in next 7 days. Take my word for it.
No, you said that Tushar Mehta wasn't prepared. He's asked for some more time for 7 days and court has happily granted that. But the point is that the other side, should it take it as a relief? Because the act has been put on hold, certain amendments have been put on hold. So does it come as a reprieve? Does it come as a relief? Or it is some kind of a carrot which has been given to the Muslim community that, look, this is a relief. This is what the court is considering it as. But we'll see what happens after 7 days. So are you putting the Muslim community on an anxious button again?
No, I think there is an attempt to actually mislead the community, not just the Muslim community, but Buddhist community also. There is a mass peaceful protest. There is a series of mass peaceful protests across the country.
Allow me to interrupt you. You said that there is an effort to mislead. So who's misleading? The court seems to be misleading, or Tushar Mehta seems to be misleading. What is really happening in this particular hearing?
Now, the petitioners, see the petitioners who are claiming victories, who are claiming that a big relief has come our way, who are claiming that Supreme Court has done this great job of protecting the Constitution. All these people are misleading. Supreme Court is categorically saying that this is an extraordinary circumstance, but we are not prepared to stay the operation of the entire act. The Supreme Court is not misleading. Supreme Court is saying, for whatever reason, you have a good case, but we will only give you this little out of some 40 odd amendments, which are all, according to the petitioners, wrong, against the Constitution. We will only give relief in 3. So who is misleading? Not the Supreme Court. The people who are claiming victory, deceiving the communities that you relax, have biryani, have kebab, sleep, have nahari, sleep. We will manage. The courts will give us relief. So no need to protest. No need of peaceful protest. So that is the conspiracy which I am hinting again and again and again. And I have much to say the way these cases are being handled and argued, but I don't want to go into that today.
No, but restricting myself only to today's hearing on Waqf. Now, the all the arguments which happened, whatever Tushar Mehta has said, and I'm totally quoting the live law and the kind of statements which have come out, and I want to understand from you that what has really happened today, and talking about the stance which the bench has taken. Now, what happened when the hearing commenced? That Tushar Mehta says that we have received lakhs and lakhs of representations which contributed to some of these amendments. Villages were taken as waqfs, private properties were taken as waqfs, and this affects a large number of innocent people. Now, what do you think is Tushar Mehta trying to say?
I think he has to substantiate all that in 7 days by way of an affidavit. I have the experience of law officers lying through their cheek to the court. This is one such example. I'm saying this with full sense of responsibility. I can quote examples after examples after examples, including the latest one in which the EVM case, where an affidavit was filed by the Election Commission of India saying that we follow so many procedures, therefore the EVMs is safe. None of those procedures have been followed. So this lakhs and lakhs, numerous, all these jazzy words will not reflect in the affidavit. Firstly, whatever will be reflected in the affidavit, that too will not be true. That's my understanding and the little experience I have. But today also, he was able to get away by assuring the court. So court has accepted the assurances. So once bitten, twice shy is a saying which is absolutely has got no meaning to some people.
No, but if you look at the statement coming from Chief Justice of India, Sanjeev Khanna, the court looks sympathetic also towards the community. And I'm going to read out the portion. Justice Khanna says, Mr. Mehta, we have a particular situation. We pointed out certain infirmities. We also said that there are some positive things, but we don't want the situation prevailing today to change so drastically that it affects the rights of the parties. Then Sanjeev Khanna goes to say that there are provisions such as 5 years practice of Islam. We are not going to stay that. Yes, you're right. There is a thumb rule that courts won't stay legislations ordinarily. But there is another thumb rule when the petition is pending before the court. The situation which is prevailing should not change so that the rights of persons are not affected. Now, the court looks a little sympathetic. Now, what is it going to finally do? Is it going to put a stay on the legislation as a whole? Or you think that they are not going to do that? They will just put on hold certain amendments which have been made. What do you think eventually the court might do in this particular case? And I'm not able to understand really what the intention of the court is, even yesterday and today. Are they holding out a carrot, or they're trying to convince people, with great belief that, look, we are there for the community?
See, I am a Ambedkarite. I want to keep things simple like Baba Sahib Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. As I understand the constitution and the law of the country, people go to a court with the presumption that these public servants sitting as judges, expecting them to do justice, not to dole out sympathies. That is what my understanding is. So whoever wishes to say that they give an impression that they are sympathetic actually are doing a disservice to their positions. A justice has to be unadulterated, pure, khalis justice. And courts, one thing I must appreciate, which Mr. Justice Khanna said, that once we sit on this chair, we don't belong to any religion, and that includes not just the religion, any other factor, whichever way we might look, but we are absolutely agnostic to everything. But he has to walk the talk. This sympathy business is absolute and antithesis to the justice delivery system. That is one. Two,
but
if you have rightly said,
no, I'm
sympathy I
saying
can
that,
get from so many people. No, I will
Right.
cry like a baby and get sympathy from some passers-by to give me some money as a beggar.
Right.
I'm not
No,
asking
but,
that. Nobody is asking that.
no, Mehmood, what I'm saying is that there are few things on which the court has put a stay for 7 days. Now, say, for example, non-Muslim members would not be nominated to the Waqf boards and the Central Waqf Council, and that registered Waqfs wouldn't be changed. Then SG has assured that, okay, that will not happen. So, isn't that some kind of a relief? Yes.
Can I just say this? I have not seen the order, and whatever I'm reading from the reportage only, I'm saying that there is an assurance which has been accepted. No stay, no court order. And how much the assurance of our great number 2 law officer of the country, Solicitor General, carries, I leave it to the world, because I'm handling that Kapil Mishra's case also, where this same person holding that august authority under Article 76 said that the situation is not conducive to register an FIR against Mr. Kapil Mishra. So I don't want to say anything more, but the point remains what you have said before this question was, when the court is saying that yes, we have concern, we don't want the vote to be rocked while the hearing is going on. So why only these 3 points? Why not all the 42, 44 odd points? What is the difference between that and these and those points? Who will decide what are most important, what things are not most important? To me, I can name certain other provisions which are more important. And definitely so, even if these things are not being argued. I mean, first thing which should be at the top priority should be any person having some decent, reasonable understanding of the Waqf situation would say first thing would be definition of Waqf. Has to be stayed. Most important thing, nobody said a word, only 3 points which are of no consequence. Second thing should be once a Waqf, always a Waqf. Then Limitation Act should go under Section 107. That act the Limitation Act not being applicable to this, that position should be stayed. Then overriding effect of the earlier act has been taken away. That should have been restored, at least stayed, that provision. So all these things are more. Then survey commissioner's role has to be continued. That needs to be stayed, because that is a meticulous and detailed procedure by which a Waqf property is declared a Waqf property, in which the district magistrate is also one of the parties, other than various other agencies, including private people. That exercise has to be maintained. I mean, status quo has to be granted for that. These are the priorities. Then application. So, and then the punishments have been reduced. The offences have been made bailable. If all those things continue, I think there will be zero effect of all these 3 conditions, which probably will be interim orders will be passed. So all these people who are arguing this case, I would say they are arguing to lose this case. And on top of that, not everybody will get to argue. Only 5 people. What is this ad hoc kind of justice system? Only 5 people will argue. Those who are senior advocates, again, that team which always loses our cases.
No,
All the weaker section cases have been lost by Mr. Kapil Sibal. I am very candid in saying this. So he will be the lead.
No, you took Kapil Sibal's name. I was looking at the arguments between Kapil Sibal and Tushar Mehta. Do you think that he was able to put Tushar Mehta today on the back foot? Because CJI was in fact forced to say that Mr. Tushar Mehta are you arguing that as far as the Hindu endowments or Hindu religious bodies are concerned, you will allow minorities, including Muslims, to be a member of the board or the council? Please say that very openly. So that argument began when Kapil Sibal started. So was Tushar Mehta put on the back foot today by Kapil Sibal and CJI? What did you feel? That argument which happened between Tushar Mehta and Kapil Sibal?
Let us talk statistics. Mr. Kapil Sibal, with all due regards to him, because he is a good lawyer and he wins almost most of the cases if he's representing some big industrial house or some. But whenever he's representing weaker sections like Muslims, scheduled caste, and all that, he has a reputation, he has a history of losing 100 out of 100 cases. Again, he will lead. I don't want to get into reasons. And there are surely better people on this side of the fence, our side of the fence, who could have done a better job. I don't want to take a name, but he was sitting right next to him. And the best person, ironically, was sitting in a colored full sherwani. Barrister Saab, who has got the experience of being a member of one of the strongest Waqf board of the country, Telangana Waqf board, and before that, Andhra Waqf board. He is a barrister. I don't think Mr. Kapil Sibal is a barrister. So he was best qualified. He was sitting at the back in a colorful sherwani. So this, and if I say that he is a member of RSS, then people will take offense. And he's coming out and showing gratitude, and he's happy.
Also,
he's actually fooling people.
Just hang on. You are saying that Kapil Sibal is a member of the RSS, right?
No, that he might be. I will declare that one of these days. I'm saying about Mr. Owaisi, Barrister Saab, who was sitting in a colorful sherwani. I didn't see Mr. Kapil Sibal sitting wearing a colorful sherwani. He's a barrister, more qualified than most of the almost every lawyer who was sitting in that august room. He's sitting in a colorful sherwani, and he's got extra knowledge, even more than me. Although I consider one of the best students of Waqf laws and practical, because I have got free the maximum number of Waqf properties in the countries. That goes to my credit. But yet I would say he's more experienced than me. He was sitting, watching as if he's watching a film. So he is a member of RSS. That is what I'm saying. And whatever was reflected in Kapil Sibal Saab's argument is reflecting upon people like him who know the law, who know the subject. They did not brief him properly. And there is a person sitting next to him. The name is coming on my tip of the tongue. If I take it, it will be not good for him and not good for everyone else. He is far more qualified, according to me. Let me take his name, Mr. Singhvi. If he is briefed properly, I mean, in the same amount and proportion, he will do 10 times better job than Mr. Kapil Sibal. That's my opinion. Now, who will lead? I know Mr. Kapil Sibal will lead with his history of 100% losses. But he is the biggest lawyer, and we should accept all the defeats with grace because he's argued them.
No, but forget Mr. Kapil Sibal.
So this is what.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Let's forget.
But let's talk about the basic things which happened in the Supreme Court, the kind of takeaways we can get. How does the public understand the proceedings which have happened yesterday and today? How does one, and especially the Muslim community and the people from the minorities, how do these people take this proceeding of 2 days, last 2 days? Is the court really coming to their rescue, or the court is just holding out a carrot? My simple question to you.
Taste of the pudding is in eating. What is on our table? Please tell me this. There is no stay till date. Only assurance of the best man, consigliere of Mr. Amit Shah and our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Modi ji. Assurance of him. How much that will be implemented on the ground, I don't need to say, in view of the various judgments which have come against the bulldozers. Bulldozers are happily flying away to glory. And
no, I'm talking about the three conditions, and let's talk about them one by one. That the court had raised the concerns. What concerns they raised yesterday?
That is what I'm saying. There is only an assurance. There is no order of the court. Okay. There is no order of the.
No, so is the court at
there
fault?
Is only an assurance which I can gather from the reports.
Is the court at fault if there is no order on the?
I don't know. I would only. No, I would.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I would answer you with an example. This very Supreme Court was assured before the criminal demolition of Babri Masjid that nothing will happen by by none other than the UP government. Need I say more? Assurance. What happened? So let us not forget all these things. Nobody had the cheek to say this in the court. Then they say we are representing you enough. And you should be happy because Mr. Sibbal is, again, his name will come. Where is that understanding of law? Where is that understanding? Where is that power to converse your case properly? Babri Masjid is the most stark example of assurances. Once again, assurance. Who tried to convince the judges otherwise? But someone is leading. We are bound by Advocates Act. Senior counsel has to represent us. We have to stand quiet. Whether he's going in the right direction or wrong direction, we have no say. Then Mr. Arshad Madni will come out. He has the cheek to say that we engaged this most costliest lawyer, spent crores on him, and we have won Babri Masjid's case. Has the Muslim community won Babri Masjid's case? This is the blatantly shameless statement which Mr. Arshad Madni gives coming out of the court after Babri Masjid. So what is expected of us?
No, so you are saying that
it is fait accompli. We have no one.
No, so you are saying that the arguments made by Kapil Sibal are not convincing at all. The court should have given an order, but for now we have just gotten.
I am constrained to say that.
So you are saying that you cannot believe.
Not up to the mark. I have no education.
Okay. Okay. So how does one take this?
I am only giving you an example how much trustworthy these statements are. I have given you an example of Babri Masjid. End of the. I rest my case for this on this.
No, I mean, the examples which you are giving, they are convincing enough to believe that whatever Tushar Mehta has assured on Waqf cannot be relied upon. That is very clear from the examples you have given. So, which means that what could the court have done today? I'm asking you, where the court lacked.
See, when two sides are standing before the court, they have to be treated equally. Solicitor General or no Solicitor General. You asked, yesterday you said that I want to say something. Today you are changing your stand. Let me convince your lordships tomorrow or give me some time to explain. Next day he comes and changes this whole story. And the court accepts. So, will this liberty be granted to this side also? Yesterday we were quite happy, or we were not happy about these three provisions. Now we want that you stay the entire act. Will this go? When this is most crucial and important, that the entire act is stayed. So please don't come out. All I'm saying is please don't come out and mislead people that we have won the case or we have got some relief. Tell them that we have failed miserably to convince the Honorable Court to get any relief from them. If they come out and say this, I will respect them. If they come out and mislead the people saying that we have got some relief, we should be happy. Then they are committing fraud on Muslim community and all the weaker sections of the country. That's what I'm saying.
Basically, the people who are representing the Muslim community, the people who are representing the welfare of the Muslim community, are they not doing enough in court?
I mean, what should I say? They are not doing anything. Forget about enough. They have this race.
What is the petition?
Get their name recognized. I was the first one to file.
Pracha, but what is the petition all about then? If they are not even talking, if they are not even representing, their lawyers are useless, they are good for nothing. What is the petition all about? And what is the court doing then? I want to understand that.
See, that is what is, taste of the pudding, I am again saying, isn't eating. What comes out as a result on the table is what is there. The act is not stayed. There is no whisper of staying the entire act. What is this cheerleaders and everybody coming out and saying? when we are heading for disaster.
No,
At
it's
least come
just
out
not
and tell
one
the people,
leader.
we
No,
failed miserably to convince the court.
I'll give you, no,
This
I'll
is
give
what?
you several
This is all an
examples.
eyewash. There is nothing.
No, yeah, I got your point that it's an eyewash, but why are leaders like Imran Pratapgarhi, Amanatullah, they're all coming, oh, this is a big relief, big victory, and I'm sure we will get more relief. Court will look at it constitutionally. Why are these people talking like this? Imran Pratapgarhi also represents a Muslim community. Amanatullah is from the same community. Why are they reading it differently?
They are committing the biggest fraud on people of India and the Constitution of India by saying all this, what they said. Mr. Amanatullah, incidentally, is facing charges of usurping Waqf property worth hundreds and hundreds of crores. He's standing there saying that I want to save Waqf. Will he want to enhance the punishment of Waqf? He will go behind bars for life. Would he be happy in his heart that only now I will get only 2 years and that to simple imprisonment? Or will he be sad if the proposals which we are making the punishment as life imprisonment and 10 years? See, Imran Pratapgarhi represents a political party, right? They have to come out and show to Muslim community that we have done such wonders for you. We have collected best of the lawyers and they have argued their heart out. He is feeling shy and I think he should correct his course if he has got some integrity left in him. And this is a message straight to him. I'm watching him also. Mind his work. He should come out and say openly, unless he is he doesn't understand what Waqf is all about. He should come out and say, we have failed miserably, we did our best, but we failed in the court. We put up best of the lawyers, but we failed. Do not mislead people.
Right.
Otherwise, you are doing at the bidding of the RSS and BJP. I have no doubt in saying this. Today we have defeated one of the Trojan horses, Mr. Jairam Ramesh, in the court. Next is him.
Okay, now let me put the final question to you. You're not happy with the courts. You're not happy with the Muslim petitioners as well. What is the biggest takeaway for you? How do you look at the 2 days of proceedings? And now the next the matter is posted for 5th of May now, where in 7 days the government has to file a reply. But according to you, what is the biggest takeaway? You would say that the courts have been misleading. The Muslim petitioners have been misleading. So what is the biggest takeaway for the Muslim community out of this case?
That they are moving in the right direction when they have started protesting. But the only thing is they have to make it better. We have to join hands with all the other weaker sections of the society, SC, ST, because all of us are facing this very problem. Tribal lands are being usurped by Adani ji and everybody else. As they, and what examples you are saying, even in Congress ruled governments, recently a judgment has been passed by the Supreme Court reprimanding, I think, Telangana government, that they've cut so many trees, they have to replant them and all that stuff. So the takeaway is their protests, the peaceful protests, will give the necessary protection required by the judiciary. It is the perception which I have gathered from the statements of 4 sitting judges in 2018. Supreme Court judges need protection of the people against the undue pressures which come. Mr. Rijiju has given out a statement today saying that government court should.
Pracha, my final question. We are running short of time.
Threatening the courts that courts should help the government. Yes.
No, but are the courts under pressure?
So people should prepare for large scale mass protests. Mr. Kiran Rijiju, he has given out a statement.
I got your point. I got your point that there should be a mass movement on this. People should come out on street and that will give a cover to the judiciary. I understood that. But my final question to you is that our courts, are the judges, my lords, are they under pressure because of this Waqf case?
No, see, Adani, Ambani, Yusuf, Lulu and their likes, they will not get best of the lands. They will let it go. So, and Kiran Rijiju Sahab is in a direct way threatening the courts by saying that courts should help the government in functioning, not create barriers. That is a kind of statement is given out. I'm just paraphrasing him because I have not seen the exact statement. He said this before also as a law minister. What is this? And this is an important case for this government because of these Adani Ambani and Yusuf Lulus. So what impression do people have?
No, so you would say this on record?
Therefore, we have to stand with the courts.
Would you say this on record that the my lords at least seemingly look like under pressure because of the Waqf case?
No, I can't make that statement categorical statement. That would be unfair on my part.
Okay,
but
so what
pressure is there. This is undeniable. Nobody can deny that.
Okay.
Pressure is there.
Okay. So
there is no.
You are saying, right? You are saying pressure is there. You
because
cannot
there is
deny
no.
that.
See, there is no ostensible.
No. So what
and the what is coming on the table? What is the end result? The end result is Supreme Court on one side is saying these are extraordinary circumstances which require our intervention.
Right.
Otherwise, normally we don't intervene in the legislations. That's what they're saying. Yet they're only intervening on some three small points, not the entire act. And also coupled with the fact that government is not saying that there is some great emergency in implementing these acts. So what the court should have done or could have considered doing was that, okay, we will decide it once for all. Till that time, you don't do anything. We are staying everything. Let us finish with the pleadings and we will decide it. See, government is not saying that heavens are going to fall if this law is not implemented immediately. That's not the case. Nobody's case.
So basically, there are two things which I gather from your interview, and quickly now I'll have to end the interview, that courts look like having done a half-baked job, and what appears in the last 2 days of proceeding is an eyewash. Very briefly, very quick and brief answer, Phil.
Yes, and SG Sahab is having his way. That is the impression we are getting. Yesterday and today.
Okay. And the courts are...
That is the impression we are getting, and it is not...
and the courts are letting...
Holistic justice. I mean, that is what this is for the world to see. What do I need to say in this? SG is being not treated equally. How can he escape a 3-judge bench of Supreme Court like this coming out and, okay, we'll do it in 7 days? What was he doing till today? Was he sleeping? Was the entire government sleeping till today?
Okay.
So he got away with it, na? He got away with it.
Right. So the big takeaways from your interview are that this looks like an eyewash. Even the Muslim community is not putting its best leg forward. We need a movement on the street. And Tushar Mehta, who's a law officer representing the government, seems to be misleading the my lords. That is the big question. And now the next hearing is posted for 5th of May. We'll have to see what reply the union government files in this case and what Supreme Court has to say, really, if at all they pass the interim order. What does the order say? There is a verbal assurance, but what would the final order contain is something to watch out for. Thank you so much, Mehmood Pracha, for joining on HW. Thank you. Thank you very much.